and then you guys will be able to go back and like and share that also, so people can see it live.
Okay.
It's good advertising for you guys.
Yes, yes.
We'll see if it's gonna do it. Come on, my internet's been yeah, we're on. My internet has been a little dinky this morning. So that's why I took down the numbers, really, for me.
Okay, okay.
I'm like, what the heck? It's like 2022. My computer's like spazzed out since the first of the year. So funny, too funny. So, any questions for me?
No.
So people can call in at a certain point. If I don't know if anybody will, but
Yeah, no, people can call in. When they call in, it goes into Voice America. They either record the question or they go live. They'll chat and say, hey, we have a caller on the phone. So we go in and we click on and we go live with them, which is great. I love all that kind of communication that we have with the listeners. It doesn't happen very often because people are shy to ask a question live.
Right.
People rather write it down or email me, things like that. And I'm always looking for guests on the show. So if you guys have anyone you want to share with me or any ideas of people, life-altering situations that people have been in and how they've come, forward with all that, I'm always open to talk with them.
okay.
So this is just kind of like my way to spread that love and light throughout the airwaves.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so it should be good. Okay, they should be on here pretty soon. Sometimes they run late. Let me do something here. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Voice America, this is Matt.
Hey, Matt, it's Karen.
Hey, Karen, I was just trying to call you. I don't have the Zoom number for today. Is it the same one you used a couple weeks ago?
It should be. Let me just do this really quick. I know I saw my email, so that's why I'm like, oh, I need to get that over to you. What's the best way to do it? Invite link, copy link?
Well, if it's going to be the same one, just go ahead and read it to me. That way I can join in right away, and I'll just make sure to have it marked down in the book for you.
Okay. So it's going to be the same one every week. And it's, do you want participant ID or what do you want?
I need the Zoom meeting number and password if there's.
Okay. So Zoom meeting passcode?
Well, yep, I'll need that as well. Yes.
Okay, Zoom, the passcode is D as in dog 5, M as in Mary, X, H lowercase 6. All uppercase except for the H.
Okay, so it was D5MXH6.
Correct.
All right, and what's the meeting ID?
Okay. Is 861 8240
8240.
7670.
7670.
Okay. All right, let's see if he's on.
All right. Hey, Karen, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, perfect. All right. Well, we'll just go do some quick sound checks. Is it Dwiner?
Deborah Wiener.
It's
Deborah.
Wiener. It's Wiener. Deborah.
Okay,
Wiener.
Deborah. Okay, Deborah. Do me a favor and just count backwards from 5 for me one time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, sounds good. And Michelle, go ahead and do the same. Count back from 5.
Sure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, sounds good. And Karen, go ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, perfect. Everybody sounding good. So we're good to go there. I'll go ahead and get you started. All right, have a good show.
Hey, thanks.
It's time to start your life the way it is meant to be. There's only one time when it will be too late, and you don't want to wait for that. This is Now or Never. The choice is yours. Your host is Karen Wright. Today, you're about to meet some amazing people. The stories are not always happy ones, but they define a healing process. Listen with an open mind and an open heart. Now, here is Karen Wright.
Listeners, welcome. It is February 16th, and we are halfway through the month 2022, and I don't know how this has happened. It has gone by so fast. I appreciate the fact that you are here with us today, in the present, in the now. Today's title is called Let Your Core Values Shape Your Dreams. We have two amazing guests, Deborah Wiener and Michelle Teague. How are you both doing today?
Great.
Fabulous.
They're both like, we're so good. Oh, listeners, today's show is about living with purpose and vision and how it can reveal core values. Core values lead to dreams. Dreams influence others and change the world. We have the two experts with us, Deborah and Michelle, who will each share their journeys, their life story, their business ventures, and how they are here today and what led them here. So as we begin, I always invite my listeners to join us as we get grounded. To me, it's very important that we take time for just a minute just to be. So I invite you to uncross your legs and cross your arms, to close your eyes, just to get situated for a moment, taking a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose again, and out through your mouth. And now I invite you to bring your hands up around your shoulders like you're giving yourself a big hug. In fact, squeeze just a little bit. Take another deep breath in, and releasing. And repeating this affirmation for me. I am worthy of my love. Repeat it 3 times. I am worthy of my love. I am worthy of my love. I am worthy of my love. Another deep breath in, squeezing, and releasing. And then tapping 3 times with your finger on your chest, repeating the word accept. Accept, accept, accept. One more deep breath in and releasing. Listeners, I hope you took this opportunity to sit with us for a couple minutes, to relax, to be in your body, to be in the present, and to be now. And how important that is every day to remember where you're at. not getting ahead of yourself, not dragging behind, but being present right now. So thank you for doing that with us today. Listeners, as you know, I have my affirmations, and as I was explaining earlier, I shuffle up my cards and whatever pops out, pops out. And today I had 2 affirmations pop out. And so it's like one of those things, okay, here we go. We got 2 of them. So get out your pens and pad and write down the affirmations. And I invite my guests, Deborah and Michelle, I'll read an affirmation and then I'm going to call on one of you to tell me what you thought. And then I would love the other one to share too, because right now, this is for our listeners to connect with you. This is for them to feel you. And it's so important for them because we're over the airwaves and maybe they can't see you. We're not, maybe they're not on Facebook Live, but if you are, go to Facebook Live. Now or never, the choice is yours. And you can see us in person. There we go. But here we are. Oh, okay, the first one is I choose happiness. I choose happiness. So I'm going to start with Michelle. What was the first thing that came to your mind? I choose happiness.
When you wake up every morning, you have a choice. And actually, you have several choices. You choose how your day is going to be. And one of the things I tell my coaching clients is it's just as easy to choose happiness as it is to choose something negative. So I choose happiness.
I love that. Thank you. Deborah, what about you?
I choose happiness. Also, what does it mean to me?
Yeah.
Happiness means feeling good. For me, life is like a school, and my business is like a playground. And I choose to be positive, and I choose to work on my mindset to remain positive. So therefore I feel happy because I'm a feeling person, and everything about me, everything I think about is about energy. So energy is always moving and changing. And so if we make sure that our energy is always flowing and it's positive, then we can feel happy. So I work on energy a lot.
I love that. Both of you, we do have the choice, and I love the word choice as part of my title and my episode. Now or never, the choice is yours, because you do have a choice. And you made your work is your playground, and the energy that you put out in your work is the energy that's going to come back. And playgrounds to me are very inviting and so much fun and exciting, right? Even as an adult. We have amusement parks, we have whatever, it's a playground of some sort, or we have, to me, is the woods, the nature. That's my playground. That's where I go out and enjoy and have fun. So I appreciate you both with those, with sharing with my listeners. Okay, here's our next one. I see the Earth's consciousness at its highest level. I see the Earth's consciousness at its highest level. That one's pretty deep. What do you got for me, Deborah?
Well, I do see the Earth at its highest level. My dream is to have a world where everybody belongs and where we all feel connected, where we feel safe to share our gifts and our truth. And it's like I see the world is kind of like a wheel, and it's in the hub of the wheel. And then we're all, spokes on the wheel. And it's a place where we can all realize our own gifts, and we can share them, and we can all work together and collaborate, and we're all connected.
I love that. Thank you. Michelle, what about you?
When you said that affirmation, I see the Earth's consciousness at its highest level. I immediately thought about awareness, because when you're talking about consciousness levels, you're also talking about how aware someone or something is. The Earth is most aware of what's going on, of the people that it has, and That's what I'm thinking, is this level of awareness could not be any higher for the earth and for its people, because that's what we're all striving for, is that highest level of awareness in our lives.
Thank you. Listeners, I hope you opened up your mind, your heart, as both Deborah and Michelle shared with us their thoughts about each of these affirmations. I choose happiness, and I see the earth's consciousness at its highest level. Write those down, put them on your sticky pad, put them on the mirror, wherever you can see them for this week, because those are two very powerful, powerful affirmations to help us remind us where we're at and what we can accomplish. And we do have that choice. I first would like to introduce my guest, Deborah. Deborah has the future changed when she created her own system called energetic feng shui. This system incorporates traditional feng shui, human design, and other success systems to design and restructure businesses, propelling them to massive success. She is the founder of the principle of energetic feng shui, and where energy flows, money goes. I love that, what that is. Where energy flows, money goes. How important is that for people to understand? So important. So, Deborah, we have this beautiful bio. I just read a glimpse of it for a second. I want you to tell me a little bit about what got you into the feng shui energy? What was that turning point in your life? We're going deep right off the bat.
Well, I have a story about what got me into feng shui. When my husband and I have owned a multi-million-dollar international import business for over 35 years. And when my husband and I started it, we started it in our garage with this well-worn Toyota truck with a lien on it and a $5,000 loan. And we had no money. And our future began to change when I became a certified Western feng shui master 20 years ago. And I created my own interdisciplinary system called energetic business feng shui. And I started using it, in the business. And I started with traditional feng shui, which is the subtle charge of electromagnetic energies and frequencies that surrounds each of us. And then I combined it with human design and some other success systems. And ultimately, it comes down to how you feel in spaces. So I worked on changing the energy in spaces. And if you feel good in a space, you're much more motivated, inspired, and creative. So this unique system designs and restructures businesses, which enables you to be more successful. And I used it on our business, and within only 8 months, our business revenues increased 88%. And this increase happened because of the energetic business feng shui model or principle, where energy flows, money goes.
I love that. I saw in the bio, I saw that, and I wanted you to share that with everyone. So thank you for sharing how your business grew 88%, because you actually are living proof. You've done it, you've worked it, and then you have worked with other businesses doing this.
Yes.
So how do businesses come to you? How do you find them? Because energetic and business, there's a lot that people in the corporate world, they're not all about the energy.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I'm like, well, okay, this could be a little hard.
Most of my business comes from word of mouth.
Okay.
And I work on work with the company, and then they're happy. They refer me to other people. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like once energy is flowing in a space or a company or in your life, in your personal life, your home life, change can happen and opportunities just magically, appear. So
Mhm.
it's very interesting how things have just, I work with a company and then all of a sudden there's another opportunity right after that. So it's all about the flowing of energy, keeping the energy moving, and then opportunities will just appear.
Mhm.
And that's how it's how it seems to work for me.
Well, and plus, you made the statement that you took your company and grew it. And so with your company, I'm sure other companies that you're involved with, within the sales of what you do, they're watching you and all of a sudden they're seeing you happy. And I'm sure they're like, okay, Deborah, what's going on here? And you're able to say, I know exactly what's going on. And I have a little secret to tell you.
Okay.
So I think that's amazing. To me, that's beautiful that you've been able to do it. So when you say energetic feng shui, you explained it a little bit, but is there more to it than just the energy around us? Because a lot of people don't understand that we do have that energy field around us.
Well, there's 3 components in energetic business feng shui. It's about first, assessing the space and how it feels, and then clearing the space. So examples could be, I have an example of a company that I went in and assessed, and I saw that things were not, well, first of all, the sales and revenue had decreased in the company, and they were having to lay people off, and they didn't really quite know if they were going to make it. So by going in, and I saw that there was relationship issues going on in the company. And, energy is within us and around us, and it's in our spaces and our buildings and our land. So I went in and using my, I've studied, I have a lot of modalities that I use that I combined with, that created energetic feng shui. So I have remote viewing skills. I can assess the space and I can see where there's energy that's blocked, and I will go in and clear it. I'm a Reiki master. I'm a shaman. I studied remote viewing at the Monroe Institute back east with CIA agents, and we learn to expand and heighten our intuition. And then I have a skill that's called remote viewing. So I use lots of different modalities that I've learned, and I use it to clear space. Let's put it that way. Go in and use Reiki. It depends on the situation. Then what's involved, the second component of energetic business feng shui is, doing a deep cleaning and organizing. Like an example would be going in and to an office and replacing your dusty fake plants with, fresh new live ones. That creates, oxygen and energy, and that just something simple like that can make a change. Also, you go in at component number 3 is color and placement of objects. And that involves, you could call it, some people might call it decorating. The previous number 2, some people would call it decluttering. Most people think of feng shui as cleaning out a closet or something, but it's what I've created is a lot more than cleaning out a closet. So component number 3 is about putting different colors and placing them in different areas of a space, of each room. It could be your desk. And color has energy and color has meaning. So I use color. A color that would be really helpful to people to understand is if you place the color purple in a certain area of your space, it can increase your wealth and abundance. If you place pink, red, or white in the relationship corner of your space, it can help create better relationships in your business and personal life. So we had an executive that in a company that was going, well, he was going through a divorce, and we found out that, well, money is energy also. So that's where the principle of feng shui comes in, where energy flows, money goes. He was going through a divorce, and that energy, the complications of the divorce stopped the flow of money in their company, and also created a problem with getting loans and credit. So by going in and helping him change the energy and using the energetic business feng shui in his company, he had a smooth divorce, and the outcome was positive for both him and his spouse and the company.
See, I love hearing stories like that. Listeners, we are going into a break. When we come back, we have a question, a caller on the phone. Deborah's for Deborah. Her name is Cynthia from San Francisco. So when we come back after this break, we will talk to Cynthia. We'll be right back.
All right, great job. We're all clear.
Okay. Hey, Matt,
Yes.
with the caller, you'll just connect her when we come back on.
Yeah. Once you call her into the show, I'll patch her in.
Okay. That sounds good. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And then also, will you give me the 30-second warning?
Oh yeah, we'll do.
Okay. I always need a 30-second warning because then I know where I'm at.
Mhm.
That'll be good. I love everything that you're saying, Deborah. Like, it's just, I see Michelle down there taking notes. I'm
taking tons of notes. Yep.
I
Yeah.
am too. I'm taking tons of notes.
Yep.
When we come back, Deborah, we'll have Cynthia call in and answer. We'll answer the question that she needs, and then I'm going to move into and introduce Michelle after that question. Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll talk to Michelle until our next break. And then when we come back, both of us, all three of us I'll ask you guys each questions and things like that. This time goes so quick, and it's crazy.
Yes.
So it's like I'm on a deep dive with each of you. So anyway, I know I'll have the opportunity with Deborah soon, next month. I think
Yeah.
April, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm so excited. It'll be great. Do you do with business like Zoom? Like if
Yes.
someone walks
Yes.
through the house? Oh, well, you and I might have to connect before you come back on my show
Okay.
and do that. So then it's a personal testimony of what, right? My experience.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you open for that?
Yeah, I'm open for that. Yeah, there's
Okay.
nothing like personal experience to, to
Promote it. Yeah,
motivate other people.
yeah. I think that'd be amazing. So that's good.
All right, coming back here in about 12 seconds.
Okay, thank you.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@shinenowornever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
Listeners, welcome back to the show. Before break, we were speaking with Deborah Wiener, and she is a feng shui. She goes into businesses and she helps them grow their business, decluttering. She's got 3-step process: finding the space, cleaning out the space, and then deep cleaning and organizing. And she kind of went more into detail with that. But before we went into break, we had a caller come through, Cynthia in San Francisco, who has a question for Deborah. So we're going to invite Cynthia to join us for her question.
Thank you, Karen. This is
Hi.
a great show.
Well, thank you.
Fabulous. Some great nuggets to learn. So sorry, got a call there. What I wanted to know, Deborah said something like her revenues increased 88% from feng shui. And I'm just wondering, how did that work? Like, were new salespeople hired, or I don't think you just brought in a bunch of live plants and you got that much rise in your income. So, how did that work?
Good question.
Okay, well, what we did by changing the physical space in our business, it had a powerful effect on our employees and our executives and our teams. And we didn't always have the right people on our team. And so when we were forced during the 2008 economic recession, we had to lay people off, and we were devastated because we think of our employees as family.
Mhm.
And so, in a way, there was a lot of people that left on their own, and some people worked from home. But we used, it was actually kind of like, having somebody automatically prune your rose bush. We cleaned house. I mean, COVID, it was right before, 2008 and during COVID, both times. And, we had to lay people off, and I used energetic business feng shui I used the 3 components to create our A+ team. Using human design. Human design is another component of energetic feng shui, and it helps. It's the DNA codes that we are born with that determine how we function in business and in life, and how we communicate. So by using human design, we hired our A+ team by putting the right people in the right position with the right compensation. And once we had our A+ team, well, our revenues and sales and revenues increased tremendously. It was, in 2008, our revenues increased. Well, actually, this was during COVID also. Our revenues increased 88% during COVID. And when other businesses failed, our business thrived. It was because we had the right people again in the right positions with the right compensation. And energetic business feng shui works. I guarantee it. I have 2 examples in my own business and numerous other examples from other businesses. So,
Cynthia, thank you for your question. After our second break, Cynthia, we're going to be sharing contact information. So I suggest you reach out to Deborah and talk to her one-on-one and see if she can help you with your business, if that's what you're calling about. I actually, during break, Cynthia said, Deborah, you and I are going to meet, because Deborah's coming back on my show March 30th, where we're going to really deep dive. We'll have the full hour together. And she's going to be able to explain even more so what she's just giving us a little bit of appetizer right now.
yes.
And so, Cynthia, thank you so much for calling in. I think she's gone. Okay, so as we move on, I want to introduce Michelle. Michelle has been taking notes like I have as we've been listening to Deborah. And I want to tell a little about Michelle. I love Michelle. I met Michelle probably 5 months ago in a group that we were in, and she's just a wonderful, wonderful person. With over 15 years of experiences as a speaker, trainer, and coach, Michelle has conducted training and spoken internationally from one coast to the other in the US. She has given thousands of presentations on topics such as you can have it all, communicating with difficult people, and breaking through boundaries. Her accomplishments include speaking or presenting at various conferences and developing a leadership training program for new supervisors and managers. So, Michelle, thank you for being with us today.
Sure. Thank you for having me and inviting me on the show, Karen. This has been great. I've been writing tons of notes from what Deborah's been talking about.
Well, that's what it's all about. Is, we all have our stories and we all have information to share. We're all full of wealth of knowledge, and being able to get it out there for others to share and take notes. I love it. So Tell us a little bit, Michelle, about 15 years of experience of speaking and training and coaching. My goodness.
Yeah.
How did that all start?
Yeah, how did that all start? I was a corporate trainer for many, many years. I also was I did trainings and as a faculty member for University of Phoenix online for many years, and it all goes back to when I was growing up. I wanted to be a teacher, and I told my sixth grade teacher that, and she was just like, "No, there's so much more potential there. Go to school and do something else and make a lot more money." And of course, I listened to her, and I went into accounting and made some money in accounting, and then started teaching people how to do accounting, because a lot of people don't understand it. Started teaching people what these financial statements mean and what are all these numbers, and why this number is better than that number, and stuff like that when it came to financial ratios. And then I was the person that people would turn to when they would have questions on how to do something at the workplace. And I got promoted into a trainer position and used to go around and train people on how to do my old job. And that's where that part really formally started, with the corporate training part. And what would happen is, as I would go around and I would do these trainings, one of the things that I would find is you would get people promoted into leadership roles, and they would be super excited about it, and there'd be all kinds of announcements and fanfare. And 6 months later, there'd be these whispers of, did we make the right choice? Were they really ready for this? I don't know, they're not doing so well. And they would be floundering, and they would be trying to figure out what went wrong. And what I noticed every single time this would happen, it didn't matter how big or small the company was, didn't matter if it was privately held or publicly traded, it didn't matter what the industry was, it would happen every single time. And it's because people get promoted into these roles and they wouldn't get the training they needed to be good leaders. They wouldn't get the training that they needed to be successful in that new role. And that's what I decided to focus on when I started my own company. I saw this, didn't matter what training position I was in, or like I said, what company I was training for, I would see it happen over and over again. And I told myself, if I ever had the opportunity to start my own company, that's what I wanted to fix. That's who I wanted to help, were these people who, through no fault necessarily of themselves, were put into this situation and were not set up to succeed. And that's what I wanted to help people with. I wanted to help people to succeed in their roles as leaders.
I think that's very valuable. Why is it important to understand our purpose and our vision?
Ooh, your purpose, your purpose is your why. Your purpose is you talk when the first affirmation you talked about today was, I choose happiness. Why? Why are you going to choose happiness? And when it comes down to it, our purpose is why we do what we do. And every single morning we have the opportunity to get up and work on what it is that we do, what we do. And your vision, on the other hand, is, where do you want to go with that purpose? When you look into the future, when you look, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now, where are you? And how is your purpose going to help you get there? How is your why going to help you get there to where you truly want to be? And they're connected, they're interconnected by the core values that you have. I firmly believe your core values are what anchor you down. They are what you need to listen to when times get tough. You need to figure out, hey, am I living out these core values? Am I living out what truly matters to me, what's important to me on a daily basis? And I should have examples of how I'm living out these values in my life, in my business, everywhere throughout the course of the day. I should be able to point and say, this is how I'm living out my core values. Whether it's through your purpose or getting to your vision, you should be able to see that very easily.
I love the fact that you brought up. So to me, I understand like your purpose is your why. I totally, yes. And I'm all about creating your vision. You get to create your life. We have the opportunity, but you need to know what the vision is sometimes. And to me, that's your what.
Yes.
And so once you understand your what, I was listening to a book the other day, and it just made so much sense. Once you have your purpose or your why, then the passion comes in. And then
Yes.
that passion will forward you forward for your purpose. They go hand in hand. A lot of people are like, oh, I have this passion to do this, but it's not happening. Your passion will die out if there's no purpose behind your passion.
A lot of times your passion will lead you to your purpose, because what you're passionate about, you're excited about, you're just like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. A lot of times your purpose will come out of that excitement, and you'll figure out that, oh, this is why. This is my why. This is why I need to be here. This is what, and like you said, your vision is your what. The goals that you set for yourself, and I realize we're still towards the beginning of the year. We're halfway through February, but we're still towards the beginning of the year. The goals that you set for yourself, A, should be very clearly anchored in your core values, and B, should be moving you closer to that vision that you have for yourself. Those goals tie in to your purpose and to your vision, because they help you get to that vision. They help you get to where it is that you want to be.
Mm-hmm. That is just, to me, so valuable. And a lot of us, yeah, you're saying those words like it makes sense, but to apply it, how, that's the next step.
Yes.
We have our why, we have our what. Great. Now what?
Exactly. And that's where the goals come in. Because once you set those goals, those are the action steps that get you to your what. That's well, one of my favorite books to read is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. And I'm all about, what you think about is what you create. And that's one of the reasons why you need to choose happiness, and you need to choose positivity and bring more of that into your life. But one of the things that he talks about is, what you think about is what you're going to create in your life. And if you're thinking about your vision and you're thinking about that future that you want, that's what you're going to create. And so you need to be very clear on what that vision is to bring it closer and more in focus. The more detailed and more focused you can be on what that vision is, the easier it's going to be for you to make those goals, to get there, and for it to come to fruition.
Right. And I truly believe that. And I see Deborah up there. She's smiling because as soon as you said, you said something, but with the energy, what you think is what goes out, and what goes out with your energy comes right back at you. So if you've got you're hesitant, I'm always putting my ego behind me, because quickly I can self-sabotage my vision in a heartbeat, because all of a sudden self-doubt. You share your vision with someone and they're like, you can't do that. What the heck you're talking about? I'm like, oh yeah. Sometimes it will knock people down. Other times it's going to build them up and they'll prove everyone wrong. A lot depends on your personality, but it is very important to have those visions. Have your why, that's your, that is your purpose. Have your vision, that is your passion. And then those goals, what are the steps to get there? And it's very outlined, right? Yes. But I also believe that Deborah talked about it. You have to then let it flow and not micromanage.
Nope. You have to think, you have to know for certain it's going to come to fruition. And that's where that energy flows, that's what's going to be coming back to you.
Yeah, I love it. Listeners, we're getting ready to go into our next break. When we come back, we'll be speaking both with Deborah and with Michelle. They're going to share their contact information on how you can get a hold of them. I invite you to do that. I got these two wonderful powerhouse women with me right now. Take advantage of it. We will be right back after this break.
Okay, perfect. We're all clear. Back in a couple.
Okay, thanks. Look how this universe works and brings you two together.
Yes, yeah, I love what you had to say, Michelle. Yes, it makes a lot of sense, and I can see how it's really helpful to people, especially in business
Yes.
or just
Yes.
in their life. It can help everyone because everyone has, passions,
Mhm.
visions, and purpose, and
Yes.
sometimes they don't know how to get there, to reach that vision.
Yeah, I've done a few vision board workshops, and before we get to the vision boards, I have them figure out what their values are, what their purpose is, and then, all right, what's your vision for the future? Where do you want to be? And then we focus on, and then I tell them, all right, now that you know where it is you want to go, sit down and write some goals. Set some short-term goals. What are you going to do for the next 3 to 6 months to get you closer to that vision? And going through that process, it's helpful for business people, it's helpful for people in general, because it gives them, it puts something into action where it's not just, oh, this is what I want. It's no, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do to get there.
That's funny you say that. Not funny, but this weekend I have a vision class. So creating your vision, creating your story, creating your life type thing. And so this is like just going hand in hand with everything. So I'm hoping my guests or my people coming are listening to this.
Yeah.
They'll be jump starting. They'll be going, oh, we already know. We've been thinking about this for the next 2 days, before the class on Saturday. So that is so funny.
All right, coming back in about 10 seconds.
Okay, thank you.
This is the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@shinenowornever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
Listeners, welcome back. We have had the opportunity, the honor to be with Deborah Wiener and Michelle Teague. Both of them are amazing, amazing people. And before we went into break, Michelle was just talking a little bit about our whys and our vision and our purpose and the importance of knowing it. We pointed out that your why is your purpose, your vision is your passion, and then you set the goals to achieve, and they all go hand in hand. And so think about this. We're at the beginning of the new year. It's February, middle of February, but like we were talking during break, I'm holding a vision board class this Saturday. It's not too late to start. It's never too late to start. So think through this, listeners, just a little bit. Have you set your purpose for this year? Have you set your why? And have you tied in your goals with it? And if not, take some time this weekend or give us a call. Give Michelle a call. Give me a call, 801-695-2378. Call me. We can chat on the phone or reach me out in my email. But I invite Deborah, please share your contact information. She's all about the feng shui, helping businesses grow. And I'm going to reach out to her. I've got her information. I'm going to reach out to her. So Deborah, would you share with our listeners?
Yes. So energetic business feng shui can help your visions and dreams become a reality. And if you'd like to schedule a 30-minute free discovery call to find out how energetic business feng shui can boost your business growth, access my free webinar at fengshuibusinessconsultant.com. And to remember that where energy flows, money goes. And to remember that having the right people in the right position with the right compensation will lead you to create your A+ team where endless possibilities exist, more than you ever imagined. Also, if you would like to go to my email, it is dwiener, DWIENER @quickscrews.com. Quick Screws is the name of our family business, and we import fasteners, and solar mounting systems. So my email is dwiener@quickscrews.com, 925-580-0350.
Listeners, I invite you to reach out to her. And Cynthia, our caller that called in earlier, reach out to her. You get a 30-minute consultation for free. Thank you for doing that and that opportunity for our listeners, Deborah. Michelle, will you share information with our listeners today?
Sure, Karen. One of the easiest ways to get in contact with me is to go to my website. It is a Teague of your own, and you spell Teague, T as in Tango, EAGUE. So ateagueofyourown.com. You can go there, and actually, if you click on contact us, you can sign up for a 30-minute consult for free. We can figure out how we can work best with each other. But right now, if you go in there, I've got a core values worksheet, since we were talking about that earlier, that you can grab for free and help work your way through what matters most to you. My phone number, if you want to text or give us a call, it's 412-420-7975. And if you prefer to email me, it's info@ateagueofyourown.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
Listeners, take advantage of them. I mean, seriously, they're full of wisdom and knowledge, and they're here and they're inviting you to join them, to reach out to them. So do it. You have the choice. Make the choice to do it, you guys. Pick up the phone. You can do it. I love it. Always remember, you can reach me at Karen@shinenowornever.com. I'm always open. If you want to be a guest on the show, feel free to email me and introduce yourself. We'll have a little chat and see if you're a fit for the show. And I love it when the callers call in. So continue to do that. And a shout out to Cynthia from San Francisco for calling in. Truly appreciate that today, and for listening to the show. Thank you. As we continue on, before our break, we were talking about the core values. And I want to ask both Deborah and Michelle the same question. So what happens when your core values change? Like maybe today, my core value is this, but 6 months to a year down the road, circumstances change. The core value changes. What happens with that? Michelle, I'll start with you.
What I find is, for the most part, it's a life-changing event that will cause your core values to change. For example, when you go from being single to getting married or having a child, all of a sudden there is a shift in your core values, because you now have this responsibility to another person. And so when people ask me, can my core values change? Yes, they can. Generally, it's going to be something major that makes that shift. But what should you do? Well, one of the things you need to do is reassess what your priorities are throughout the course of your day based on your core values. What are you doing on a regular basis? Is what you're doing right now in alignment with your core values? Because that's what matters to you most. So one of the big things I ask my coaching clients to do is to ask themselves on a regular basis, is the bulk of what I'm doing on a daily basis in alignment with my core values? And like you said, as they shift, you need to shift those priorities so that they are more in alignment with what your core values are.
So taking it one step further, Deborah, this one's for you. So we take the core values, and if we want to, when I think of core values, I think of energetically also. Do you feel that way or not? You're thinking about this.
That's a really good.
Okay, Karen.
That's a really.
Go ahead. So if we have our core values and we have that shift, right? So we have a baby or a divorce, something major. To me, my truth is everything that we go through, shifts, loss, situations, whatever they are, it changes the energy around us,
Mhm.
right? And so during a major thing, something major happening, our core value might change. Here's the question. Is the core value connected with your energy?
The question's for me, Karen, correct? Absolutely. Your core values are, yes, they are connected to your energy. Everything's connected to energy. Everything is energy. So if your core values can change when, say, when, I have an example of, and when our, there was an example of I felt I was being triggered by some compensations that were being just given out randomly at our business at one point, not based on performance. And I felt that my emotions were getting in the way of this. And so I finally realized that my emotions were not getting in the way of my decisions at work and choices I made. They were my biggest business asset, which is my emotions. Your emotions are your feelings, which are your intuition, which is energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally looked deep inside myself, and we made, because of, I finally brought in a mediator to help me understand and straighten out, the differences in opinion. And we finally ended up, that's where I learned the principle of putting the right people in the right positions with the right compensation based on performance, which helps motivate an individual rather than rather than just like somebody's getting paid and giving money out randomly just for existing.
Right.
So I do feel that energy is tied to your core values, and it's really important for us to all know what our core values are. And yes, the core values will change when there is, say, a change in your situation in life or you're in business. Sometimes when we're just busy, we just, we're actually supposed to be humans being, not humans doing. And so when we're busy, we can't be aware of, what's going on with our energy and our core values. Well, who's paying attention to those when you're busy?
Right. No, I really appreciate that. Listeners, I hope you take that in. So whenever there's a shift, I know Michelle pointed this out, be aware and be aware of your feelings, your energy, and where you're at. Yes. We have just a minute left before we are going to close the show. And just I would love Michelle to share just a quick thought for our listeners today. And then Deborah, you too, but we're on a tight schedule.
What Deborah was just talking about, if you don't control your time will control you. So make sure your time follows your core values.
Great. If you don't control your time will control you. Listeners, write that down. That's very important. Thank you, Michelle.
Sure.
And Deborah?
Just remember that you're being aware of your passions and your visions and your purpose will help you to achieve them, and to help you embody your genie within you so that you can achieve your dreams. So awareness and consciousness is everything, which is also energy.
Yeah. So remember that awareness and consciousness is energy, and it's everything. Listeners, thank you again for joining with us. My guests, Deborah Wiener and Michelle Teague, thank you both for being with us today. Remember the affirmations that we read to you both, or read to the listeners. I choose happiness, and I see the earth's consciousness at its highest level.
Yes.
The breath is a gift of life. Choose now and live. Remember, this world is not for sissies. We are each here to experience our own journey as we each share our personal stories with others. Have an amazing day, and thank you for choosing to be here now. Until next week, sending you all love and light.
All right, perfect. Great job today. All clear.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for being here. I hope you
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it and you felt good about the interviews and what you shared with everybody.
It was fun.
It
Yeah, and
was.
thank you, Karen, for the opportunity. It was really fun. And it was fun, being on the show with Michelle too. And
Yes.
I learned a lot yeah.
Good.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Karen.
You're so welcome, Michelle. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I love doing this, and I really do. It fills my cup every week having my guests on, and just, we have one listener today call in. It's like, sometimes you wonder, you see the stats come in, you see you've got a couple thousand people following, but then to have them when they're brave enough to call in, because it's been a while since someone's called in, that it's like, that just makes you feel good.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So that's awesome. I appreciate you both. Okay, share the link out.
Yep.
Promote it, tag me in it, do everything like that. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you have, other people that want to be on the show, Michelle, if you want to be back on one-on-one with me, then we can work something out. Deborah is going to be on the end of March one-on-one. So we do a little, price with that. But other than that, I appreciate both of you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Karen.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Karen.
thank you
It was
again.
great. It was great meeting you, Deborah.
You too, Michelle.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you both.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.